ABS-CBN Music's creative director, dubbed as Mr. Music in the Industry. He has worked with prominent Filipino artists and groups and has earned 200 albums with 75 multi-platinum and 100 gold PARI certifications. With his fifth time as the most nominated musician, bagging 22 nominations in this year's Awit Awards. Let's give a big round of applause to the multi-awarded Jonathan Manawa. Hi, sir.
Hello, hi everyone. Thank you for your time and salamat. Ayun, nakarating kayo dito.
Sir John, congratulations. How does it feel to become the most nominated musician in Awit Awards for the fifth time?
Naku, ayun, hindi talaga ako masasanay dyan kasi nakakatawa na every time na may mga ganitong milestones na na-achieve ako in my career in the music industry. Sobrang grateful lang kasi alam ko na it's a provision that came from God, from the Lord, and yun lang, every time it happens, katulad nga nito, nung nag-celebrate uli for this milestone, yun, I maintain a very grateful heart, and alam ko na, kumbaga, is-savor ko yung moment kasi hindi naman every time may mga milestones na ganito na dumarating sa life ng mga artists. So, I'm just very thankful and grateful for this.
Glory to God. Congratulations, Sir John. We have a question from Josiah Antonio of ABS-CBNnews.com.
First question lang po is, yung ilan sa mga nominations are Album of the Year for BGYO and Angela Ken.
Yeah.
Could you describe po yung two albums na yun and how it differs? And paano po yung mga naging challenges na given na medyo iba kasi yung genres ng dalawang album?
Yun nga, dalawang albums that I've produced actually nagko-compete in one category, which is yung Album of the Year. And syempre yung BGYO is a P-pop album project. So yung sensibilities niya, yung sound ng P-pop, and it's for a male group. So iba yung approach doon. Yun yung mas P-pop yung approach. Si Angela Ken, singer-songwriter approach. Kasi ang dami ko na rin mga naging projects na singer-songwriter albums in the past, like sina Yang Constantino, di ba, sina Moira De La Torre. And I think si Angela Ken is yung representation ng next generation of singer-songwriters. And yung formula naman na ginamit ko in producing that album for Angela Ken is very much the same formula that I did dun sa mga singer-songwriters that I have produced in the past. Important na ma-draw out kung ano yung message ni Angela Ken as a singer-songwriter. Yung naman, yung BGYO naman, important yung youthful spirit ng P-pop sound, and yung message din ng BGYO sa group dapat ma-embed dun sa album. I think magkaiba talaga yung strength ng dalawang albums.
Next naman po is, isa din po sa mga naging nominations is from yung lyric and beat. How does it feel na parang, since yung lyric mostly are from your songs, and parang siyang ensemble ng iba't iba yung mga songs from the past. So, how does it feel na parang going forward, 2020, parang it still gives recognition sa music scene?
Yun nga, nakakatuwa din na somehow, kasi ginawa yung lyric and beat nung timing yun when I was celebrating my 20th year in the industry, and ginawa nga yung series na yan based on the music or inspired by the music that I have written for the last 20 years. And seeing the songs that I did for that series being nominated at this year's Awit, nakakatawa lang na meron na namang recognition na naibigay dun sa celebration na ginawa ko for my 20 years. And ayun lang, paulit-ulit mong sasabihin na yung gratitude is overflowing kasi hindi naman pinaplano yung mga ganitong bagay. You just work and give your best, and yung mga recognitions and accolades and yung mga milestones just come after you've worked hard for something. And I will just say na I worked hard for it, and nakakatuwa lang na the recognitions are coming in.
you po.
Thank you.
Sir John, meron ka ng, yun nga, sa I Want TFC na talagang grabe rin yung pagtanggap ng mga fans.
Yes.
Talagang isa sa most streamed
Yung
lyric and beat.
Mm.
So, meron ka na rin naging concert
Yeah.
for your
For
20th
my 20th.
anniversary.
Mm.
What's next? May, pwede
Ayan,
ka bang
nako,
magbigay ng hint?
meron akong ano. Actually, hindi pa namin ini-officially announce,
Okay.
pero kaka-finalize lang, kaka-sign lang namin ng contract. I'm developing a theater musical for The Swords World. Sa, ang title niya, working title is Gusto Ko Nang Bumitaw.
Trending.
It's going to be a theater musical na based sa mga songs na sinulat ko na nagtataiin sa isang narrative. Si Direk Dali Dulu, who also wrote the lyric and beat, is also writing this play.
Nice.
So, tinatarget namin na sana lumabas siya when I celebrate my 25th. Kasi medyo mahaba yung preparation talaga ng musical. Pero, ano na yan, on development na.
Winner. Exciting. Yeah. Okay, our next question will come from Chris Ramos of One Music.
So, ilang years na yun straight sa Awit Awards, laging 20 plus nominations.
Five times.
5 times na. So, so that must be like a lot of songs na pinaproduce nyo or nila-write nyo songs or and both.
Yes.
Ano yung sikreto nila hindi kayo nauubusan sa
ano nga ba yung secret? Yung passion kasi, di ba pag sinabi nating passion, yung fire, dapat hindi namamatay eh. So, importante kasi, syempre, hindi mawawala yung mapapagod ka, mababurnout ka rin talaga kasi sa dami ng ginagawa. And siguro, kapanipaniwala naman pag sinabi ko na sobrang dami ng ginagawa ko kasi the output that you're seeing. Pero ang ginagawa ko lang, I connect to the source kasi si Lord naman yung ultimate source ng talents natin eh. And pag pagod, matutulog lang and then you get renewed every day because His grace is new every morning, di ba? So talagang ako importante yung pag-plug in sa source of creativity, which is God, and hindi mawawala yung fire mo when you're plugged to the Creator. Tsaka syempre, ako, gustong-gusto ko na nakikipagtrabaho sa mga young people, sa mga bagong artists. Yes, I've worked with a lot of the icons, the legends in the industry na lumaki ako, na super fan ako nila. Sir Gary, Regine Velasquez, Lea Salonga, everyone. Pero sobra akong excited every time I work with these legends kasi marami kong matututunan sa kanila. And kaya nga sila naging malalaking stars and enduring icon, superstars dahil sa na-create nilang discipline sa craft nila. Pero gusto ko rin nakakapagtrabaho sa mga bata. I can mentor them, natuturuan ko sila, pero at the same time, yung young energy, yung mga bagong ideas, marami kang matututunan from the kids. And kumbaga, akala nila mini-mentor ko sila, pero sa totoo lang, I learn a lot from them also. Learning kung paano mag-isip yung young generation of artists and adapting yung mga bagong ways na yon in how I do my music.
Early on, yung sa early years nyo, ano yung mga pinaka-importante na advice na nabigay sa inyo na naging gabay nyo hanggang na up till now, tinatry nyo pa rin i-upload?
Pinaka-importanting advice na nakuha ko from my kuyas in the industry, from my mentors, na Kuya Junji, Mr. C, every time, dami naming times na nagkasama na rin sa mga workshops and I hear every time they talk to songwriters. And yung advice talaga na i-share ko rin sa mga young songwriters na nakikinig, na aspiring, is to never stop doing what you're doing. So, sulat lang ng sulat. And it's okay to write mga pangit na songs kasi it's a process. Hindi ka laging makakagawa ng magandang kanta. Pero for you to get to the point of writing beautiful songs, you need to write ugly songs kasi it's a process. So practice makes perfect. So, and hindi rin kapag nakapunta ka na dun sa point na wow, nakagawa ka ng magandang song, hindi rin siya assurance na yung next songs na magagawa mo after that song na nag-hit or after that song na nagkaroon ng award, hindi assurance na you're gonna do 100% excellent every time, di ba? Kasama sa process yung ups and downs. Parang nga siyang riding the wave, sabi sa akin ni Sir Gary. You don't get to the top of the wave without going to the bottom each and every time, di ba? So, okay, lap talaga siya. So, if you don't stop doing it, writing and writing and writing, then darating lagi yung lap na, success, meron na namang success, and then bababa ka na naman ulit, and then you'll achieve success again. So, yun, yung persistence, perseverance, and hard work. Okay. Thank you.
Kagandahan kay Sir John, nag-evolve din siya eh. Diba? Yan, kung pwede siyang makipag-collab with the icons, pwede rin siyang, diba, makipag-collab with the new gens.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yes, yes.
Ang galing, galing. Exactly. We have a question from Candy, so push.
Ano pa yung genre na gusto mo i-try na hindi mo pa na-try as an artist?
Okay. Sa sobrang dami ko nang nakatrabaho na artist, na nakapag-explore talaga ako ng, yun, I'm very lucky to have explored a lot of genres from R&B to ballads, lahat ng alterations ng pop, alternative rock. Ang hindi ko pa lang na-explore pa is yung mas nandun sa side ng classical or world music, yung ganyan. Actually, nag-iisip ako ng concept na, actually mayroon ako isang concept na binugrow in my head na gusto ko na gumamit ng kasi yung mga classical pieces, public domain na yan. Marami yung mga klase, yung mga Beethoven, yung mga Mozart and Bach. Gusto kong itry na pero ano pa lang to, this is an idea in my head. Iniisip ko kung sino yung artist na parang dadalhin ko yung those classical melodies into pop sa isang full-length album. So, ayun, sana magawa ko yun. Kasi yun mga hindi ka pa nagagawa eh. Yung mga genre na hindi mo expected na nasa pop music round. Ayun.
Dagdag lang po. Ano po yung pangarap mo ng bata?
Pangarap ko nung bata ako. Nung bata ko gusto kong maging lawyer. Nung bata ako. Gusto ko maging lawyer or gusto kong maging newscaster. Alam mo, ang dami yata mga 90s na kids. Dahil sanay tayo manood ng TV Patrol nung bata. Yun yung inaabangan natin yung 6 p.m. Tapos nagkaroon pa ng Junior TV Patrol, di ba? So parang marami yata nung bata nung time ko na yun ang gusto, maging newscaster or maging lawyer. Ako yun ang... Pero hobby and passion ko yung music. Kumbaga, in my head, sabi ko, gusto ko na passion ko to. This is what I love doing. And yung idea ko kasi sa music is a passion and yung work is, yun nga, yung newscaster or lawyer. Pero ang nangyari, yung passion ko, yun na talaga yung naging work ko. And sino ba ang magrereklamo doon, 'di ba? Na something that you love doing is your job, 'di ba? And ayun, sobra lang akong grateful for that.
Nag-start si Sir John sa mga gospel music.
Yes.
We have a question from Jeff Cabede of Lionheart TV.
Hi sir, from good songs to inspirational hits, what is your goal as a writer?
What is
Your goal as a songwriter?
my goal? My goal as a songwriter is to tell stories and inspire people through the stories that I tell in the songs that I write. So, yung mga songs kasi kaya siya nagiging hit, kaya nagiging relatable. It's coming from a real place, a true story, di ba? So pag sinabing, nakaka-relate ako sa kanta na yan. Kasi nangyari talaga sa isang tao, naramdaman talaga ng isang tao. I would cite a few examples, katulad ng Gusto Ko Nang Bumitaw, it really became a huge hit talaga kasi sobrang nakarelate yung maraming tao kasi toong pinanggalingan na story. It's the story of Shirin Reyes about yung struggle niya sa mental health issues, sa personal relationships niya, and I was able to write that story that came from her into a song, and sobra siyang nag-blow up. And yung Ililigtas Ka Niya na sinulat ko for Sir Gary na naging theme song ng Ang Probinsyano, that's the story of Sir Gary V. Yung health scare niya and paano gumawa ng miracle si Lord sa life niya and ginawang parang new ang kanyang health condition, diba? So, naging sobrang relatable sa mga tao because that's Sir Gary's true story. So, yun, ganun ako pag sumusulat ng kanta, and I hope to write more songs that tells stories of people at makaka-relate yung maraming tao na makaka-relate.
Speaking of relatability, how do you make sure na yung mga sinusulat niyo pong kanta na nakaka-steer siya ng emotions ng tao?
Siguraduhin, I will make sure na totoo yung sinasabi niya. Na may truth to it. Na somehow talagang nakita ko na pinagdaanan ito ng isang tao. Or alam ko na nanggaling ito sa real experience. And kapag pinagdaanan natin, pag napakinggan natin yung kanta, and for sure naman, hindi naman unique sa atin yung mga pinagdadaanan natin eh. Somehow, meron tayong pagkakapare-pareho sa mga struggles, di ba? So, kapag napakinggan mo yung kanta, merong part of you na makaka-relate doon. Kasi na-experience mo din yun sa life mo. Pero in a different setting, different context, but the same emotion. So, importante, totoo yung emotion.
Sir, may nasulat ka ng kanta na hindi mo in-expect na mag-blow up?
Yung hindi ko in-expect na nag-blow up, sa totoo lang, nagulat ako. Nung ginawa namin yung Pinoy Ako. Kasi, ginawa ko lang yun, overnight lang yung lyrics nun. And because I need to submit the demo agad, kina Direk Loren kasi they need a theme song for Pinoy Big Brother. And then, nung ginawa ko yung song na yun, overnight lang, tandaan ko pa brownout pa sa amin, sa bahay. So, tahimik. So, I was able to finish the song. And then, walang expectation kasi sobrang bilis lang. Pero Orange and Lemons created an entirely different melody and arrangement but kept the lyrics intact. And then, na-record na namin. Tapos, nung lumabas na yung song, nagulat ako kasi pero syempre kasabay din ng Big Brother na hype, di ba? Pero yung song din it took a life of its own and sobra siyang nagamit everywhere and outside Big Brother mas naging nationalistic song na siya every time na may Pinoy pride, di ba? The song is being used there. So hindi ko ina-expect yun na magiging ganun ka-successful yung Pinoy Ako.
Thank you, Jet.
Thank you.
Shout out sa lahat ng nanonood sa ating ngayon sa TikTok. And may phone-in question from France. What can you say about lyricists here in the Philippines?
Lyricists and composers, nako, some of the best, if not the best, songwriters are Filipinos. Napakagagaling nating magsulat ng lyrics, magsulat ng kanta. Kasi siguro, important element na tayong mga Pinoy are sentimental people. And talagang na-channel natin perfectly yung emotions natin into songwriting. And ako, sabihin nila mahilig ang Pinoy sa hugot. Yun yung heart di ba? And yun ang meron tayong mga Filipino. Yun sinasabi ko nga, what I admire most about the Filipino songs ay yung soul, the Filipino soul. Yung pag naramdaman mo, alam mo na malalim yung hugot, alam mo na makapal yung emosyon, and it will make you feel things, di ba? It will make you feel happy, sad, inspired, di ba? Heartbroken, in love, all of the emotions. Ang Pinoy, laging nandun tayo sa extreme emotions, and we love to feel things, and we love to listen to the songs that make us feel things.
Agree. Okay, ang susunod na magtatanong, ito Sir John, nasaksihan niya yung journey mo since Taratena.
Wow!
And then, theme song ng buhay niya ay Gusto Ko Nang Bumitaw. Wala iba kundi si Albert Abel of the Chicanes. Hey,
Hello, Albert. Grabe taratena. 2001? Totoo ba? 2001?
Congrats, same.
Thank you, Albert.
Congrats, Sir Jonathan. And yung first question ko is, how do you feel when your songs are misinterpreted or interpreted different from what you have actually intended?
When I was younger, napufrustrate ako. Pero, pero young pa rin ako ngayon. Napufrustrate ako kapag hindi nakakanta ng tama as I've written it, as I've envisioned it. Alam ba, ay mali yung phrasing, or mali yung note, or mali yung lyric. Pero later on, habang tumatanda ako sa industry, na-realize ko na hindi mo naman makokontrol bawat isang tao na kakanta ng kanta mo. And kapag nilabas mo sa kasakay yung kanta mo, you're giving it away to the public. Di ba? So, it's for the public to consume, and it's for everyone to sing. So, ako kapag medyo may nagkamali lang na may maling tono, hindi na ako magagalit, hindi na ako may inis kasi kinakanta nga nila yung song ko. So, so ako ang mindset ko, sobra akong grateful, sobra akong happy na nakakagawa ako ng songs na kinakanta nila, kakantahin nila. Pero kung magkakaroon ng chance for me to actually correct it at sasabihin ko, no, kasi ganito to, okay, kailangan i-record professionally, doon na lang ako medyo mas nagiging mahigpit na parang kailangan faithful to how I envisioned the song. Pero if you're singing my song, even hindi consistent doon sa how I envisioned it, it's okay. Thank you for singing my songs.
How about yung sa TikTok na portion of their lyrics are interpreted differently based on how the song
Plus iba yung content. Actually, ganun nga yung nangyari sa Gusto Ko Nang Bumitaw eh. Ginagamit nila yung Gusto Ko Nang Bumitaw sa iba-ibang context eh, di ba?
Yeah.
And nakaka-happy lang. Sige, gamitin lang ng gamitin. Kung paano yung application nung lyrics na yon sa context ng life nila, it's okay. Kasi ang music naman is meant to be consumed by everyone. That's why, kapag nilabas mo na yung song mo, it's for everyone to consume, everyone to listen to sing along to, or to use in your reels, TikTok videos, di ba?
Pero paano kung negative?
Ay!
Kasi marami gano'n.
Marami.
Diba?
Marami.
Na negative yung pag-ibig.
Negative ginagamit. Pero, ayun na nga, kapag nilabas mo na yung content mo talaga sa general audience, wala ka nang magagawa. It's for everyone to consume. Pero ako, hindi na lang ako mag-engage sa negativities. So, ang papansinin ko yung mga bagay na matutuwa ako or magpapasaya sa akin, sa atin. So, kapag may negative ako nakikita, hindi na lang ako nag-engage. Kasi pag pinansin mo pa, mas lalo mo pa silang
Yeah. And then, yung next